Episode 4, titled "Quat," the Canon of Demigods and Quat, Japanese, Fanfandat no Tsesoku. Hanshin Tachi no Tsuizo Kyoku, roughly, and Quat, the Fugue, Chase of the Demigods and Quat Winking Face aired January 24, 2026, and it's the mythological escalation we needed after EP3's grounded, brutal showdown. A1 Pictures keeps the weekly momentum rolling. If and Quat, a battle without heroes, and Quat was the raw, servant-less slugfest. This one's the soaring, high-stakes divine opera. Demigods chasing, clashing, and turning Snowfield into a canvas for godly fury. We're back at our virtual cafe table, geeking out over how Narita's chaotic ensemble hits symphonic levels. Let's dive in. The episode opens with the dust settling from Jester Karcher's narrow escape and Hansa Cervantes' cyborg dominance. The vampire priest slinks off in his creepy child form, plotting next moves, while the church executor stands amid the ruins like a silent judge. But the real spotlight shifts to the demigods, half divine, half heroic powerhouses whose presences warp reality itself, turning the titles and Quat, Canon and Quat, into a literal musical motif, a fugue-like chase where themes of pursuit, power, and divine heritage interweave in relentless motion. True archer, the bow-wielding legend whose identity ties deep into fate lore, think sun god vibes and heroic tragedy, takes center stage, his master in tow as they're relentlessly hunted through Snowfield's sprawling highways and derelict zones. The and Quat, chase and Quat, is no simple pursuit. It's a divine symphony of destruction, arrows that streak like falling stars, splitting skies and carving canyons into asphalt. Counters from pursuers unleashing barrages that level city blocks in explosive crescendos. Ayaka Saju and her Saber burst into the fray from their EP3 escape. Ayaka's command seals burning as she bonds further with her knightly partner, dodging fallout while crossing paths with that enigmatic and Quat, friend and Quat, from earlier, adding emotional depth and backstory teases. The demigod forces collide in high-speed chaos. One side's divine speed weaves through traffic like a comet, the other unleashes noble phantasms that light the night in godly fireworks. Key beats hit hard. A massive highway sequence where prana explosions ripple outward, buildings crumbling in slow-mo symphonic glory. Glimpses of Caster scheming with those infamous Hydra venom blades, poison. Setups for future arcs, Orlando Reeve barking orders amid the police force's strain, and flat Escardos injecting his manic genius from the sidelines, his chaotic and Quat, fashion shop and Quat, energy bleeds into disruptive side plays. Jester lurks, regenerating and scheming revenge, while Hansa's shadow looms as potential intervention. The vibe is intoxicating. Sawano's score swells with orchestral grandeur and rock fury, syncing choral motifs to the chase's rhythm like a living soundtrack. By the climax, the and Quat, Canon and Quat, resolves in a thunderous standoff, alliances strain, divine powers clash in a final movement, and the episode ends on a cliffhanger that screams, "And Quat, the symphony's far from over. And Quat, you're left hyped, heart racing. This war's composing itself into legend." A1 Pictures elevates everything here. The art style retains lush detail. Snowfield's arid nights glow under divine auras. Golden arrows trailing comet tails, demigod forms radiating ethereal light against gritty urban decay. Character designs pop, true archers. Regal, sun-kissed presence commands frames. Ayaka's expressions mix fear, resolve, and growth beautifully. The chase, fight animation is symphonic mastery, fluid high-speed pursuits with seamless 2D, CG integration, vehicles flip realistically, debris scatters with weight, dynamic camera sweeps following the action like a conductor's baton, rapid cuts during clashes, sweeping pans for scale, slow-mo on impact hits that let divine power linger, particle effects dazzle, prana bursts bloom like musical notes, explosions ripple in orchestral waves. Sawano's OST is the star that op and quat, provant and quat, thunders during peaks, while new cues layer choral fugues over rock drops, perfectly mirroring the and quat, canon and quat theme. Kind nudges, the ensemble density and speed can overwhelm, track who's chasing whom if you're blinking, and the mythic scale shift from EP3's. Intimacy might feel abrupt at first, but these are tiny. This is weekly anime at movie tier. Polish. A1 proving they can handle fate's grandest spectacles. Gorgeous, gripping, and utterly addictive. Savoring that early morning cafe energy. Episode 4 clocks in at a near-perfect 9.6/10. The demigod focus and quat, canon and quat, motif inject poetic, mythological depth, balancing EP3's grit with soaring scale. Obsessed with the chase's rhythmic chaos, Ayaka's quiet evolution, and how narrator turns pursuit into philosophy. What does it mean to be and quat, chased and quat, by demigods in a fake war? Jester, Hunter threads simmer menacingly, keeping dread alive. Honest take. Lore heavy for newcomers, demigod IDs reward vets, but the spectacle carries everyone. Weekly drops are finally delivering. No more agonizing waits. Praying for EP5, January 31st. Deeper divine lore. Saber moments, ensemble collisions exploding. Team demigod hunter or the pursued? Hit me with your thoughts. Coffee's fresh, war's raging.